Mics are hot. We're hot.
We're hot.
We're hot. We're hot.
Meeting two nations.
Actually, we're not hot. It's actually comfortable.
Yeah. I was telling Laura, I said, God, I wish it was a little bit cooler, really. I mean, I'm shorts and T-shirt, and it's still good here.
It's supposed to be like this until middle of November.
I was...
All the way to New York.
I think James Spann had some kind of deal on that today.
Well, if you guys hadn't figured it out, it's just me and the D-man in here tonight. No guest. We're just going to shoot the bull with you a little bit, talk about what's happening.
I barely made it again.
Oh, gone again. Gone again.
Been at them Naders in Oklahoma this week.
I'm going to move this microphone. Y'all hear that? I moved it a little closer so I don't have to lean forward so much. But, no, we thought we'd cut this one tonight. What do you think? Just a bull session about what's happening. We're about to get into the meat of deer season.
Yeah.
What we've been doing.
And what it's been doing outside a little bit.
Oh, my goodness. It's wet. I don't know what it was. I had to turn the windshield wipers on coming home this evening. It got a little misty.
Well, you know what happened. I've got this big dirt job that I've been having to push because I've been going. I told Laura, I said, as soon as I start this dirt job, we'll get running.
I should have, I went down Sunday down to my place.
Yeah.
Put out a little corn here and there in the feeders and changed some batteries in the cameras and that kind of stuff. I actually relocated one that is really in a weak spot and it's done locked out on me. It didn't make it but one night. It sent a couple of pictures. It's over there in that swamp chestnut grove I found.
Okay, yeah. Now, is that one of your new cameras that pick up all three or four networks?
Less than 500 yards away. I got one sitting in the bottom, that same bottom. It's flawless. It's just where it is, the signal. I mean, I do have a little bit more down there. There's hills around me, and it's a little bit hillier close to where I'm at. So maybe that's what it is. I don't know. But
I seen where a couple of them companies stuff, they're making like boosters for your cell cams.
Well, they used to. I'm running the Moultries. You got a Moultrie and that kind of stuff too. But the older Moultries, you could unscrew the antenna off of, and you could buy one. And people was buying these antennas, screwing them on, and then moving them up the tree. It wasn't even a booster; it was just a real antenna, and which pulled in better than if. To be honest, being with I used to do a lot of work at cell companies and that kind of stuff. Antennas, remember the old antennas that used to come on flip phones and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
There was no antenna. That was for looks. It's all internal.
Well, the Nokia brick never had it. The blue Nokia brick, and you couldn't kill them, and they'd call anywhere. You could be. Now,
the original brick had the rubber one. That was a real antenna. But the ones that on the flippers, the flip phones and stuff that you'd pull out, the little plastic ones, it was plastic. There was nothing. There was no antenna in them.
The old Nokia brick, I don't think it even had an antenna on it.
The iPhones, there's actually an antenna built around the inside of that's what I was told anyway. So, but they don't have antennas on them.
Were you liking your new iPhone?
So far, so good. I'll be honest with you, and you didn't even notice. Look, I got a new turkey pattern cover.
Oh yeah.
I started to get that didn't have my camo. All it has that damn old OG stuff.
Yeah.
I said, I'm not doing it. And that's it. I wouldn't have got that green leaf anyway, but I would have got the original bottom landing. Let me tell you, back in 1980s when it first come out, I was a bottomland man. I mean, I thought it was the coolest camo that ever hit the market. And it was at the time. It was revolutionary. My bow was that. My shirts was that. Everything. But I moved on. I'll be honest with you, I like natural gear. I like that camo pattern. Kind of looks like a frog.
That's when it's got like the lizard looking.
Yeah, it is, yeah. And my old cousin, the one that passed away, that's all he would wear. He swears. And of course, we was standing there as long as you don't move, and that's what it was. He had 3 hens walk up to the end of his boots, scratching. And he was in his natural gear, and that's why he never wore anything else. Because I said, there ain't no green in it. He said, don't matter. You can't see me. Well, back in Tennessee this past year, the last hunt we made, we were standing there just across the ditch from the hen, come up the road, and we're standing. I mean, she didn't pay no attention to us. We was just two dang broke off trees standing there.
She had to know something. That we had all of our gear hanging off.
But she didn't pay no attention. Nah. No, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Turkeys are weird. You move your eye and they can see that wide in it, they'll run. But I don't know. It's crazy. But what are you doing? You doing anything? You got your rifle set up yet?
Okay, so we've got the scope mounted and bore sighted, but I have not had time to go to the range. I'm hoping next week we got a few rainy days.
How far is their range? I've never been up there. You're talking about the one at Coleman?
Yes, 200.
They got inside?
Inside.
What do they charge?
I think it's like $15 or $18 for an hour.
Really?
Yeah, but
anything special they require? See, I used to go. The reason I'm asking this, me and Barry, Barry.
Yeah.
We always would bring our rifles, and at lunch we went over at Pleasant Grove to the FOP range.
Yeah.
Well, last year when we got over there, every year they act like they don't want you there. They want you to buy a membership.
Yeah.
And we just pay the extra. We didn't need a membership. We didn't come but once a year.
Right.
I can shoot a pistol right here or whatever. But anyway, last year we get down there and you got to fill out 3 or 4 pieces of paper. You know how the lawyers have caused all that. And then I'm whipping out my $20 or whatever it costs. And he said, I need your pistol permit. And I said, I'm not shooting a pistol. Well, it's required now.
What?
You got to have a pistol permit to shoot here. Well, I had a pistol permit. But guess what? Barry didn't. So he said, I don't have a pistol permit. You never required it. We just started this year. And he said, well, I don't tote a pistol. And he said, I'm just wanting to shoot my rifle. And they said, nope, that's just one of our requirements now. I know why there's certain elements that come in down there because it's so close to Birmingham. They don't want the wrong people in there shooting.
Well, too, and the sheriff's office gets all the money off the pistol permit.
Well, I understand that too, but I mean, I'm not shooting a pistol. If you're shooting a pistol, yeah, show me your pistol permit.
Of people now, we got the open carry. They just, it don't matter. They don't have a
That's
pistol
just
permit.
their requirement.
Right.
And so we don't go there anymore. But
well, if you go,
I could tell him, hey, let's run to Coleman.
Okay, so the first time you go in there, you watch a little 5-minute training video, and they put you in the system, then you're good.
But it's not like you got to have a monthly membership.
No, sir. You need, of course, hearing and eye.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I have all that.
And if, you can rent them there, I think. They don't furnish any kind of bags or anything like that, but they've got carts for you to bring your stuff in. So
you need your own rest.
I bring my lead sled up there.
Yeah. But they got a table to put it on?
Yeah, they got roll around carts, and you put it on that, go up there and sign in and roll your cart all the way into the range with you.
Is there chairs set in, that kind of thing?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Adjustable stools. And
maybe if you do it, I'll go up there with you when you shoot,
yeah.
just so I can see it.
It's David Nunn, a buddy of mine from the sheriff's office I used to work with. He actually left the sheriff's office, and he kind of
frosty on the outside.
He kind of runs the place. He does, and he's a firearms instructor. Was at the sheriff's office, wasn't for the military, and he does like training classes up there. He's supposed to work with Hunter because Hunter's wanting a handgun. He's 21 now.
Yeah,
and
he could have had that at 18.
Yeah, but not by Daddy's rules.
Oh,
he's got to go through. He's going to go up and spend some time with Nunn and let Nunn just teach him, because Hunter's pretty good about listening, but you never listen to your parents like you would someone else.
Yeah, that's true.
So, and I'm probably going to let him work with Grace one of these days, because she loves to shoot. So,
well, with the rain coming down, green fields ought to be coming up. All of us
Mine's
was
looking
suffering.
nice. Did fertilize.
Did you fertilize?
Kind of glad.
So it's coming up, even though it sit there for a good while.
Because, we got some rain. Then I went back and tilled. And then
Y'all planted again, though, right?
I planted right before that other rain came in. And it came in and I left for 3 weeks. Almost 4. And come back and the green fields were, man, they were up. They were about 2 inches. They looked nice, but you could tell they were on the verge of dying if we didn't get some rain.
Well, see, I had none. Maybe a sprig or two come up.
Right.
But all of mine looked just like you had the day before had drug the field. We dragged down there.
Well, what's weird about mine is they were beautiful. Like if this table was a green field, all this inside border is just beautiful green, and there's nothing on the outside edge. And I mean, we put seed heavy. So Jamie was over at the hunting club working yesterday. He went and put fertilizer out because we had heard rain may be coming, and we just rolled the dice. And he said that when you really get around that edge and look, it's like maybe it didn't get as much rain or didn't get as much sunshine. And he said it's actually got like little new coming up, but it's not like the outside of the field. He said every field's like that down there.
You don't think it could be the trees around the edge sucking that moisture out?
Well, and Jamie, he's landscaped for like 20-something years, and that's kind of what he's come up with.
That's what I think.
He said, and even though we put a lot of lime to it, we've got all these pines, he said, and so maybe it's a little more acidic right there next to the pine trees.
Y'all didn't do a soil sample, so you don't know what it really.
No, we just use my portable.
The soil don't
tester.
change just because the trees got cut off of it. I'm assuming like most places, y'all's fields, unless y'all cut them down and opened it up yourself, was probably a log landing or something years ago. All of our fields were log landings, except for the ones I made. And you know how bad they were.
Yeah.
Holy crap, they were bad. And I haven't retested. I'm now I can take the tester.
So has Selma had any rain since I've been gone?
They've had it the last couple of days.
Okay, because I know
They didn't get nothing. They didn't get nothing out of that first rain Monday. Was it Monday?
I don't know. I remember when you were looking at the radar.
They've got some rain. I've been looking at it in my field. So what I'm doing is I'm saving my test image I get sent every day. Mm-hmm. And then I want to lay them side by side and see if I can see any green. I'm not worried too much about the green fields on the hunting club because there's no turkeys over there. And I don't think the doves could eat all of it.
Right.
And I know they can't eat the clover, and there's a lot of clover in this mix. I got clover coming all up here behind the shop, and down at my dad's, we plant the same stuff. But on my fields, I've had a flock of turkeys that's been in there eating every day since the day I planted them. Now, it's going to be, of course, I'm not going to be here this weekend, or I would go down and plant in, even if it rains, just talking about rain Saturday.
Right.
But
well, that'd be.
I'll get down there, and I don't have a camera set up where I can see the whole field. I'll be interested to see what comes up.
That'd be a good job for Mark.
Let me tell you something about my old brother Mark. All right, we got 2 fields down at my dad's house. A big long field where my dad's shooting house is, where I showed you the buck pictures, and then we got a little field out on top of the hill. Not even a quarter acre. I mean, maybe a quarter acre. I don't think it's that big. Anyway, so we planted it. And then the other day, they got a little touch of rain, but the turkeys have been ravaging those fields.
Right.
Well, we went out there the Wednesday a week ago. My dad said something about, what have y'all done out there? It looks terrible. Well, the turkeys have been out there, and I'm telling you, it looks just like somebody had drug it. They scratched the whole field up. Well, he was all worried they eat all of his seed. Because we planted them the same time we planted our fields at the club, and I planted my fields on a Saturday. And that following Wednesday, we planted his. So when we did that, anyway, he had a little bit come up because it got rained on, but he was all worried. He said, I'm going to buy some more seed. And I said, no, hold off. I said, I got about a quarter bag of seed left where I planted behind the shop up here. I said, I'll just carry that down there. We'll meet up Wednesday because every Wednesday we meet up down there. And we'll throw it out on that field. It'll get rained on. He really needs to blow it off. It's covered up in leaves. Well, I got out there today when I walked up. Well, here's the deal. About 1 o'clock, I get a text, hey, I'm not going to be down there today. I said, well, hell, then I'll just leave the seed sitting in the garage. You can throw it out whenever you go down. Well, he's having bad shoulder problems. He's going to have, he's going to have, really both of them needs cut on. He's got a torn rotator in one side, and then he's got pieces of bone in the other one. He swears it's all back from the military, but anyway, it's a long story on that. But anyway, I went on out there today. After I got down there, you got to know my old man. He just yaps. I said, hey, I'm going to go throw that seed out. Because I knew he wasn't going to walk all the way out there. So I go out there, and as I'm walking up, man, the field, you can see the green haze where everything's coming up. And it was coming up good and thick. But I went ahead and throwed that whole quarter bag out on top of it.
Now, did y'all fertilize that when you planted it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
well,
you
always do.
Yeah. We were kind of scared because it was so dry, but I think if we would have went ahead, because there was so much moisture in the ground when we did plant.
It don't matter though. Well, I mean, what's it matter? What's the difference?
Well,
you're not going to burn the seed up.
No.
See, unless it's green sprouted, it ain't going to burn it up. We have never, and I've been planting green fields down here at this place since 1998. We've always, because we don't have time to, when you're planting 30 green fields, you don't have time just to come back, do whatever you want. You got to do it all on that one weekend and get it done.
Right.
And we've always fertilized and seeded and then drug, or seeded and fertilized and drug. And we've never had an issue.
Well, if this clover deal that we invested in, if it goes well, I believe just looking around, they don't want no nitrogen on when you fertilize this, because it makes so much nitrogen on its own. And I'm thinking I'm going to have to probably, me and Jamie's been talking about it, I think we're going to have to go liquid fertilizer for it. And the reason I say that is because I'm having trouble finding anything with a zero content in this area. And to have
Fedders don't have anything?
And to have it shipped in, it's so expensive. Now, I did have somebody tell me the other day that if I would maybe talk to Fedders, Chambers,
they'll bring it in,
they would probably order it for me.
Yeah.
Maybe they can help me on the shipping part of it.
So you need like a
12, something like that.
18.
I can't remember exactly what the numbers was, but
see, I'm waiting. I'm going to wait. My fields were dead. I mean, it was. Right. I believe the damn Death Valley would have grew more than what they grew last year. So, but what I've seen, things are trying to come up. I put a ton of fertilizer, just triple 13.
Now, when you were down there Sunday, did you have any sprigs?
Yeah, there's some sprigs here and there, but it hadn't rained.
Did you see much seed still on the ground?
No. I mean,
turkeys have just.
You couldn't tell. It scratched the whole fields. I'm telling you, you couldn't put the edge of a penny down and not touch a turkey track.
That's nice.
Oh, and that's why I keep saying, let them eat. Let them eat. I love the turkeys. To hell with the deer.
I've been a little upset. My turkeys have not showed up on camera in like 3 weeks.
Well, now, I don't know if the seed's gone or the turkeys, it's been dry and they've went somewhere else. But I haven't seen a picture of a turkey. Now, I moved my camera around a little bit, but I haven't seen. And I did put some corn in that feeders, but they didn't bother that whole. They didn't like the whole corn. They never went around it. They was eating wheat. Yeah, plenty of wheat and Marshall rye.
Well, and that may be a problem because I've had some sweet potatoes because the deer was just killing me on corn, and maybe I need to put a little bit more scratch or corn out and see if my turkeys come back. Well,
all I know is if we were covered up with bow hunters this year on our place, it would be a sad situation. And I'm gonna call out a few of my hunting club members. There was some big talk going on about I'm gonna be down here bow hunting. I'm killing me some does during bow season, and there's places to hunt. All I gotta do is ask me if they don't know, but I know where the acorn trees are. I could put somebody on.
Did y'all have any down there?
Oh yeah. Them swamp oaks. Now I ain't telling nobody where those are. Those have been my secret for 20 years. Nobody except who I've took down there knows where they are. My own son don't know where they are. But, and they're, I mean, I don't know if, did I send you a picture of that one?
I don't think so.
Big as a dang ping pong ball. Boy, they're beautiful. Sweet. You cut it open and it's just sweet. It's good tasting.
Well, you know that big old pretty white oak I've got in my woods there at my house, you know, it didn't make the first acre this year, but it was so dry. But a friend of mine, now his dad kind of fertilizes. He fertilizes around his every year. And even with the dry weather, he said they got a pretty good acorn crop.
Well,
so
everything I've seen, I carried my binoculars the last couple of times. Every white oak that I've looked at that I normally would hunt, acorns in them. So we don't have many. You got to understand, they cut this 3,500 acres to the bone, baby. They didn't leave.
You said they cut almost.
Let me tell you,
to the
there
creek.
ain't a wide spot from the creek as wide as this building we're in. I'm talking about, and it wasn't bad that first year. You could hunt it. But you know how it is, there's so much sun. Now it just grew up thick.
Right.
And down there where my swamp chestnuts are, that's my issue. But I'm gonna get a weed eater with that little blade thing you were talking about.
You
and
just take mine.
I'm gonna fix that.
But
I don't know when I'm gonna get back down there. And I've got to get these acorns will be gone by the end of November. By gun season, they're almost gone. So in 2 weeks, they're dropping now.
So you need to weed eat under that right now.
I should have weed eated last weekend, and I should have had a stand up.
Did you order you a stand?
No, I ain't ordered a stand. I may just go up here to Vans and buy me one. I don't know. Or I thought about calling Mark. You know, he said he's the. He handles Millennium, and maybe I may send him a message, and just get me, a 15, 17, or 20 footer. I don't know. And I've been looking online.
You know what I kind of been looking at, which I've got to that point. If I do deer hunt, I'm usually taking Grace and we go get in the shooting house or whatever. But that company Hawk, they make one that is a deer carrier and like
I've seen that.
That thing is just neat.
Do you know, I used to work. I hunted with some boys one time in Barber County, really where I cut my teeth on turkey hunting and everything down there. These boys it was a collapsible, like, ladder stand. They carried it in on a backpack.
I think I've seen those.
They loved them. They was made out of aluminum, apparently. Yeah. And they would tote them in with them and tote them out because they didn't want you hunting their spot.
Right.
If they was there for it was called AA Hunting Club, Alabama, Arkansas Hunting Club. It was a great club until Arkansas season went out. Then all the Arkansas boys come to Alabama.
Yeah.
So, but I made some good friends. I'm going to tell you what, boy, there's some hellions down there. I ain't going to lie. We had 3,000 acres. It was I ain't going to say it was a old plantation. There's still some old slave houses that was falling in and all that kind of stuff on it. And they corned the living hell out of that place. I'm telling you, they corned it. We were next to Barber Management Area. And I'm not afraid to say this because most of them guys, even if there's game wardens back then, they're probably retired now because that was early 90s. So, even if you was a young rookie, you're probably retired now.
Oh, yeah.
Our president of the club, I won't call his name because he could be alive. He could send a hitman after me. He was I don't know the exact terminology. He was a bookie's bookie. Does that make sense? Small time. Me and you are bookies taking little bets around town, and then we take all of our money and we place our bets with him.
Right.
That makes sense?
He was the king.
This was before cell phones.
Right.
He had a 30-foot travel trailer parked out by the old house. 18 phone lines running to it. 18 phone lines. I wish I'd had a camera so I could take a picture of it. And he would let us make bets if we wanted to, $20 on Alabama LSU game, He'd do that, but he didn't want to do that. He wanted thousands. And to be honest, that's how he laundered his money through that hunting club.
Right.
He paid the lease and we paid him, and it was just it was amazing. I met his collecting dude that broke your arms. And he could do it. Because he told me, he said, yeah, everybody, he said, they're quick to come. You know, when they win, they're there the next day. He said, but when they lose, you may have to chase them down. He said, I only had to break a few fingers and an arm one time. He said, not much. He said, when you break their arm, he said, they'll pay up or they don't bet no more. But he didn't fool with, that's why he didn't fool with people like me and you. If we're bookies, he knows you're going to, you know, you've got the money. But I don't know how all that worked, but I will tell you this. A lot of game wardens place bets with him. And that club was, and I'll be honest with you, I saw no reason to do it. You got to remember, this was heyday. It was still like a doe week, you know.
Right.
Wasn't every day doe days. There was deer. I could sit in a stand and I'd count 18 to 30 deer every morning, every day. And I saw no reason to corn. I just didn't see a reason to.
Right.
But his deal was, we had a meeting. We didn't have work days. We didn't have green fields or nothing. If you want to plant something, you planted something. But he would say, all right, guys, you know, if you're going to put out corn, don't pour it in a pile. You can see it in a pile. He said, if you're going to pour out corn, feed it like you're feeding chickens. He said, that's what I have worked out with the old boys next door. And that's the way he never called nothing. He said, just worked out with the boys next door. And I know he had it worked out because they would come to him and his blind. The road's all connected. You go right out of our place, right to the checking station, to the campground at Barber Management Area. Matter of fact, that club is part of Barber now. But and if I said the name of it, everybody know what I'm talking about, and I'm not even going to talk about it because they've took on a lot of property and lost a lot of property. But he had certain people in green uniforms on a Sunday after the Saturday college games stand in his corn to get paid off on their bet. So, and all he would say is, I was told don't make it obvious. It was the funniest thing because I had this little oak flat and I hunted it. I loved it. And matter of fact, I climbed a tree so much with them old climbers that had the spikes in them, it killed that oak tree. But I was sitting there one morning, I didn't realize the Arkansas boys had come in. So it's December sometime or another, maybe closer to January. And as it's getting light, I look out. I'm going, what the hell is that out there on the ground? Because it was just water oak flat. And I had a little pair of little teeny tiny Tascos.
Yeah.
You know, I was was I bow hunting? No, I might have been gun hunting then. I don't know. But anyway, I had them teeny tiny Tascos, and I'm trying to focus through them. What the hell is that out there? And it was everywhere. I said, is that mushrooms? I'm thinking in my mind, you've seen those little orange mushrooms that pop up? I'm going, is that mushrooms? And the deer would come through, and they'd feed around all through it and keep on going. What the hell is it? Well, finally got light enough to see. It was stinking corn. There was corn everywhere. I'm talking about, it looked like not just a yellow brick road. It was a tiled floor. I mean, the whole forest floor. Well, I'm young, and I don't break the law. There was no need to corn deer down there. There was deer everywhere. And when I got down, you know, I walked all over it. I couldn't believe it. And I go back. I had a camper. I didn't stay at the camp house, but we all kind of hung out down there at lunchtime. And I said, who in the hell has been out behind the lake in that oak flat and pouring corn out? Big old Mo, this old boy, he was a good old boy. He's what taught me how to clean a turkey. When I killed my first turkey, he was there. And he said, that was me, Anthony. I said, well, are you hunting out there, Mo? I mean, he said, no, I knew you hunted it. They told me you hunted out there. I saw you stand. He said, I just thought I'd juice it up for you a little bit. And I said, well, I appreciate it, Mo, but you really didn't have to. There's plenty of deer. He said, well, I'm only on down there about 300 yards. He had took, this is no kid, this old boy weighed 350 pounds. And this was fresh planted pines. He had took 2x4s and scabbed them onto a pine tree. I'm talking about all the way around it. So he had at least 4 2x4s. Oh, sorry about that. I'm raising my arms up. Y'all can't see that. Where he could put a climber. And he climbed them 2x4s on that little skinny pine tree. Never seen nothing like it in my life. Nailed them up. Craziest thing I ever saw. But
So he had a lock on back in the day.
no, it was a climber.
I'm saying though, he had made him a lock on out of it where he didn't have to climb.
No, he went up and down it. Up and down these 2x4s.
That's what I'm saying. Then got in his climber up there. It was already hung in the tree.
No, the climber was on the ground. He would climb it every day on 2x4s.
He used the 2x4s to hold the climber because it's too
that
small.
was his tree. That was his tree trunk.
Oh my gosh.
He had like 16 foot. I don't know how long 2x4s you buy. He may have scabbed 3 of them on there. I don't know. I found it during turkey season. I didn't go over there during hunting season because them boys, when they moved in, they were there till the end. So I didn't go over in there. He just told me where he was hunting at. So when turkey season come around, and they didn't even come, they didn't believe the turkeys gobbled in Alabama in the middle of March. They were thinking that like Arkansas was a little bit too chilly still. Turkeys gobbling like hell down there March 15th. Let me tell you right now, I heard 18 one morning in one holler. That was the golden age of turkeys. And I lied like a big old SOB. Finally, anyway, he showed up, and that's when I'd killed that Northgate turkey. He weighed a little over 24 pounds. He's the one that, well, I got his fanning feet down there. And because I just had, he said, "You ever cleaned a turkey?" I said, "No, I don't even know where to start." And he showed me how to pick out some feathers and all. And then when you get it down there, and we just skin it back, But he said, "Let me show you something." Man, he popped up in that underneath there and he pulled the wad of guts or stuff out of it, and he fingered through it. He said, "You want them?" I said, "What is it?" He said, "Them are turkey nuts." I said, "What?" He said, "Yeah." He said, "Man, they're good in scrambled eggs. You want them?" I said, "No, I don't want them." I take to my breast. He said, "Well, I'm going to keep them if you don't care." I said, "They all yours, brother." I said, "You can have them legs and thighs too at the time." And I don't keep a lot of legs and thighs. I get, my son loves them. But, yeah, I learned a lot from that old boy. Old Mo. He worked at a paper mill in Arkansas. We'd go to the grocery store. Plastic was just coming out then. So they'd ask you, paper or plastic. I don't know if you were even old enough to even remember that. When you go to the grocery store, when I bagged groceries in the 80s, it was all paper.
Yeah.
And then they had the bags, and then they had paper, and they go, "Paper or plastic?" He'd go, "Ma'am, I work at a paper mill. What the hell you think I want? I don't want no damn plastic." And they'd pop the bags and sack them up for him. And honestly, paper's coming back.
Yeah.
Plastic's about to be gone. Take that, people. Say, people. I said it, people. I've been trying to hold off on that. But plastic's going to be gone. They'll go to them silly, yuppie, reusable bags. But I think you're going to see paper. Because paper is perfect. It rots. It's renewable. I don't understand why we ever went to oil-based plastic bag. Why are we talking about plastic bag? I'm over here rambling.
Hey,
I told you I was going to tell a hunting story, but I guess that wasn't what I was actually going to tell, but I guess it was kind of a hunting story.
yeah, that was great.
That's the same.
It tied everything in.
That's the same place where the ghost walked in on me and Mark. That's the same hunting camp.
Okay.
That's if y'all ever listen to Cousin and Lauren's October Halloween stories, not this year, but last year, I submitted one that was where a ghost walked in on me and my brother. And that's true. I've always believed odd things. I don't believe ghosts are dead people. I think dead people somewhere else. but there's something, so, and this thing walked down the hallway and walked in on us. Me and him sleeping in the same bed, but we're brothers. We was raised in the same bed. It wasn't like, nothing freaky people.
Until you get your water bill.
Now, I will say this. This was after he got out of the Army, and he had these real pretty pink and blue unicorn tattooed on his arm. When you see him, ask to see his gay, and this is nothing, don't take this wrong, gay people. But it's a real gay looking, you got to remember it was the 80s, though. Curly perms and one earring in your ear. And of course, he's in the Army, so he didn't know earring in his ear. But I'm telling you, it's blue and pink.
I'll have to check that out next time we're hunting. Just
do like this. Go, is that a horse? Is that a horse I just saw on your arm? Because he don't want to bring it all the way up and show it's a unicorn. And then you see it's pink. It's just a head. It ain't like it's flying, got wings on it or anything. But yet I get jumped on by my dad because I got a tattoo. And my brother's got a gay tattoo on him. And like I said, I don't mean that derogatory. I mean, we can say everything now. I mean, we got LBGTQRSTUV, so I mean, we're back to everything. So, I've got, and don't take this wrong either, but I'm not singling people out. I got a lot of gay friends. I didn't realize I knew so many gay people. They're good people. Do whatever they want to do in the privacy of their house. I do what I want to do. They probably wouldn't want to see what I do sometimes.
So let's talk about.
Oh, you're moving us on, huh?
Yeah.
Are we getting out of that rabbit hole?
Yeah.
Or whatever kind of hole it was.
I was just curious. Youth season's coming up. Mm-hmm. Is any of your grandboys going to be big enough this time?
Well, I don't think so. I hadn't had time to work with them. You know, there was an issue.
Yeah.
So this summer, my plans was get one of them on the bench, get some shooting in. Make sure he's autistic. So make sure he can shoot even with earphones on, sound or hearing protection, whatever you want to call them. I call them headphones. I don't know. I'm wearing headphones, but you know what I'm talking about. Earmuffs. And get him shooting a 22.
Yeah. Get him comfortable.
And then I was still I didn't let my boys shoot. They both started with 7.8s.
Mm-hmm.
But they never shot a 7.8 until the first time they pulled the trigger on a deer.
Right.
We shot 22s with a scope.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want them worrying about that little bit of recoil.
It was a lot cheaper than to shoot 22s.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, still it's the cheapest thing you can shoot, but it ain't cheap.
If you can find them.
Oh, man.
They've made a comeback.
The 22s are around. Did you see where on the North Alabama Outdoor Sportsman, he posted that letter from, is it Winchester?
Uh-uh.
Oh, yeah. January 1st. I think they're going up 20% on all their ammunition, even back orders. Yeah, I made a comment. I said, I don't like Winchester ammunition anyway. I don't buy it.
Well, I do.
But here's the thing. All ammunition manufacturers are going to do it. If one's doing it, they're all doing it.
Yeah.
It may be a percentage or two difference, but now my sub mag never liked the Winchester silver tips or whatever it was. You know, those little, they were like a chrome casing
with the black and then the tip.
It never would shoot them.
Yeah.
It loved a Remington.
That was a Supreme.
Is that what it was?
Winchester
I may have some down here. I still may have some in a box somewhere.
Well,
but nobody I know shoots a 7 mag but me. And it's the finest round ever made.
Jamie shoots 7 mag.
I knew I liked him.
Yep. He's not this year, though.
What's he shooting?
708.
Oh, y'all be tracking deers, all I tell you.
Not with good shots.
You got to be a good shot. You ain't even got yours on the bench yet.
It won't matter.
We don't know how that gun's going to shoot.
It's going to shoot good or it'll stay in a gun safe. I'll get to 270 back
Let me tell you what. I had a friend in the old club down there. All he shot, and I still consider him a friend, even though I hadn't talked to him in years. All he shot's a 708. You know what we did? We tracked deer. He killed deer. I'm not going to say he killed deer. Now, everyone, my son Caleb's ever shot with a 708, he killed. Can't say that about Christian, but Christian was a master gut shooter.
Yeah.
He gut shot.
He'd have to have Blaine on speed dial.
Me and him tracked. No, it was me and Caleb. The only one he kind of shot it far back, and we tracked old doe all night. Got real dark. I said, we'll just come back in the morning, find her. We went back the next morning. We found her.
Coyotes?
Yeah, it was just a rib cage and some hide. I made him hold the head up. But he didn't eat the head, you know. I said, well, just go ahead and hold the head up on the thing. It'll be all right. Oh, he was mad. But I told you we should have looked all night.
Well, like I say, I don't know much about a 708, but Jamie bought his girlfriend one a couple of years ago, and she's made some pretty good kills with it. And
it's not a long distance gun.
No. And as a matter of fact, Jamie, because
They're pretty flat shooting though.
I bought Jamie one for Christmas last year.
What the hell? You didn't buy me nothing.
Well, hey, it's just you don't work for me.
If I could have kept, no. Do you think Laura listened to this?
Nah.
Okay. If I could have kept my mouth shut, and I wanted to rub in about my new Burl Redbeard pot call. I was buying you the other call. I was going to give it to you for Christmas, but you was whining. I ain't never going to get my call.
Well, he said though that I was like,
you was under my name.
That's crazy.
When I said my partner Dustin, he said, Dustin Miller? I'm on the phone with him, you know. And I said, yeah. He said, you ain't gonna believe this, but he's the next name on the list. He was going to call you when he got done with me.
And what was funny about that is I didn't know that you had even seen the burl and put in for one, and I had too.
It seemed like that burl I saw was white. Didn't he have one that was white?
I've still got a picture of the one I sent him because I said, I don't know what this is.
There was a white.
I want you to make me one of these. And he was like, well, that's just Buckeye burl, and it's rare. When I get some, I'll put you on the list. Well, that's been like...
It's been over a year.
Been way over a year.
Hasn't it?
And to be honest with you,
I know it's been because it took me, you know, what is that called? Coca-Cola?
Yeah.
It took me 6 months to get it. And I turkey hunted with it last spring.
And had a lot of success.
A lot of success. And I'm going to tell you now, folks, you want to find pot call, and listen, Christopher King, he makes one of the finest pot calls out there. But Dean Redbeard, how do you pronounce his last name? Munkahini? I can't pronounce his last name.
I like Redbeard.
I'll just call him Redbeard. Go to Redbeard Turkey Calls and buy you a copper call. He's got them. And let me tell you, I didn't know this. He's got them 4-track, 3-track, 2-track.
2-track.
I had no clue what that meant. I didn't know what it meant. I thought, is that like layers or something? I'm thinking like 8-track player. You know what I'm saying? Well, you're way too young to have anything to do with 8 tracks.
My dad had 8-track in our first car.
I had an 8-track in one.
It was an 81 model Toyota Tercel. I'll never forget it. And he had the little adapter where you could put cassettes in it.
I was about to say that. Yeah, that's it. That's the call.
So that was on October 19th of 2023. So really it's just been a little over a year. Yeah.
So
it feels like a couple of years. Like I've been anticipating this call.
I'm going to tell you. That if I could get that one, that color wood, but that's just that special burl.
It's just what it is when you cut it off. It's
now listen, that one of mine, he's got it inlaid. He said with jade or some kind of jade inlay because it was he had to make it extra thin. But guys, go to Redbeard. I think it's Redbeard, or just Google Redbeard Turkey Calls.
Yeah, because it's like Mad Hatter.
Mad Hatter, yeah, is .com or something like that. Look it up. Look it up. Like this guy, if you've ever heard me say it's a damn disease, he coined the phrase. Turkey hunting's a damn disease. This is an eccentric guy. You'd think he crawled out of the mountains of North Georgia, East Tennessee, North Carolina. Super intelligent. We're going to have him on the show. I've already said it. I mean, I've already got it. All we got to do is set a date. He's going to come on, but if you've got the Mossy Oak Go app, get it and just type in damn disease. It'll pull up that little 30-minute video of him. He's one of the coolest dudes. I've never met him. And I think we should go to we need to make plans to go to, what's it called? The turkey call builders thing.
Oh, yeah. You're talking about
Unico? Unico.
Yeah.
Hey, I thought of that.
We are going to that this year.
Are we?
Yes, absolutely. If we can.
When is that? Do you know?
I'll let you know, but.
Oh my God. See, we're going, but we don't know when it is. If it's like January 20th, I can't go.
It's turkeycall.co, and that's his website.
Mad Hatter Calls by Redbeard. It's turkeycall.co.
Yeah.
Anyway, just look at it. Most of them will be sold out. Message him. Tell him what you want. His calls are pretty reasonable. These we got. For what they are, I think they're reasonable. It's also, he made me promise we're going to hunt with them.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it's a showpiece.
Yeah.
But I will hunt with it. I want to kill a turkey with it. I want, before I put it on a shelf, here's how I feel about it. I got 2 sons, a couple of daughters. I have some grandkids. If they don't turkey hunt, they can put them on the shelf and look at them. And one of these days, I'm going to have a cabinet over here. And
it's coming soon.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
I like how soon? Like as soon as this turkey call came?
Like,
am I going to go build my own?
Like probably another week or 2.
I mean, I can go get me some pallets and build my own.
Nah, I've already got everything.
You done got it laid out? You
Yeah.
got places for pot calls to go, box calls, striker holes.
Mm-hmm.
I got to put some shell holes over here in our turkey fan mount. And I'll tell you what, I know them was all my fans, but you didn't seem to care about the fan part. But if you got a hull with a beard or something, I don't know if you keep them together or not, and you want to put it in there, put it together. What I thought you'd do was take that. I know y'all don't care about this. We're looking at our little turkey fan mount. You hot glue, I guess you hot glue the beard in it, and we'll just drop them down in there, the holes. And that'll be Apex holes.
Yes, it will.
Apex is a fine ammunition, and I hope one day that we're pro staff with Apex. If not, I hate to go somewhere else. When is it?
January 9th through the 11th.
Oh, yeah, I could probably make that.
Yep.
Where is it?
It's in Georgia.
Georgia's just a small state.
Yeah.
I mean, Atlanta.
It's not in Atlanta. I'm trying to think.
What's that? Where's that hole in the wall that Alex and them lives? What's that called? Yeah, you can't think. I call it by the wrong.
Waliska.
Oh, what'd I call it? I called it something.
I don't know, but you know what's
Wallaby.
funny? I was looking. Was looking the other day at some stuff and on Marketplace, and something come up in Ball Ground.
Old Ball Ground.
I said, well, I know where that's at.
If you want some feed, boys, run down to the feed store there in Ball Ground.
Yeah.
But you know what? He's getting paid for it. We're not getting paid. We need to talk about that. That's coming up on some stuff. Maybe we need to take on a couple of sponsors. We can't get no. Well, I am a field team member for Moultrie. So you guys need something, contact me. I have some discount codes. Nothing super special, but yeah, I'd save you a little bit of money. I'd like to be some toy.
Oh yeah.
I don't even know if he does that though.
Me. Oh.
Do we really count ourselves legacy
Yes.
pro staff? I'm counting myself as legacy.
Yeah.
Premium game calls pro staff.
I mean, I've bought enough of them. I feel like I'm Christopher King.
Well,
pro staff.
does he have pro staff? Can we put?
We've mentioned that.
Can we put like CK pro staff?
Yeah.
I mean, I want to get me one of these. I want to look like a bass fisherman or a NASCAR driver.
Oh, you want to have one of those printed
I
out
want
jerseys
them all
made?
over me. I want them. I'd almost tattoo it. Not that, but
Helen, Georgia. I know exactly where that's
Oh,
at.
I know where Helen, Georgia is. Is
I know
that where
a good-
Unico is?
Yeah, I know where a
Holy
good.
cow. We might carry the wives on that trip.
It says that we can get on there and there's a code to lock you into a room and all to do the reservation.
Is it all in one?
Yeah.
They got a hotel that big?
Yeah,
I thought we might get a cabin.
It's a lodge.
Oh.
But we could take the wives. They could do some shopping while we're doing some shopping.
Yeah.
It'd be a good trip.
It'll be after Christmas, but it'll be all right.
Let's plan that.
Let's plan it.
We'll get
it down. We got to get our turkey dates down.
Yeah, we do. But I figured out how we're going to do that. We're gonna go to Selma for a weekend, or we dow it, and instead of hunting,
it'll never happen.
It will.
It ain't gonna happen. We're right. This is where you plan it. When we hit the power button, before or after. That's when we got to plan it.
This new time change, it feels like it's midnight.
I was going to tell you. I know Laura likes to come with you, but if you want to move it up because it's dark, and I know you get off work earlier because it's dark, you can't work in the dark. If we want to move this time up, we can. That's fine with me.
We'll see how it goes.
All right. So, are you going to hunt this weekend?
I'm going to try to go Saturday morning. Unless I get called out.
Oh, you're not going to get called out. That hurricane's it's petering out. It's going to hit Mexico now.
Man, I needed that one more.
No, it's making this podcast thing too difficult. I'm going to have to start soloing it. I thought I was going to have to do it this week. I said, man, he's going to get tore up in tornadoes, and I'm not going to let us get behind no more. If I have to sit here and ramble, and I know it's hard for people to believe that I could ramble for 30 minutes or so, but I will.
I did have to live through another Oklahoma tornado the other morning, Monday morning. It was crazy.
Did you pray out loud?
No, I drove real hard and fast.
You drove through a hard, fast one tonight. We was going back.
I was trying to outrun this joker.
So, all right. So you gonna go this weekend if you can?
Yeah.
You going to the forest?
No.
You going bow hunting then on your place?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
You gonna take a doe?
Absolutely. I've got a couple that are huge.
Why don't you take Grace with you?
She won't shoot a doe.
What?
Nope.
That's sexist.
Grace is an antler hunter only.
No, she's a male killer.
Yeah.
She's a male killer.
Lifetime.
I guess. Oh, God almighty. Man, she started young.
Let me tell you a good move there. She says, Dad, I need a Mossy Oak hoodie. And I said, well, baby, let's just get on the Mossy Oak store and I'll get you a hoodie. I
saw that.
So
tell me the story.
I said, so they got one for a woman, but it's got Mossy Oak in pink. She's like, I don't like that.
She don't like pink.
Nope. So she says, what about this one? And then I said, well, that's a youth. Can you wear a youth, And she goes, yeah. She goes, I'll wear a youth large or extra large. Okay. So I ordered it last week. Of course, it's always fast, just coming from West Point. And it came in today, and I seen the bag open and seen the hoodie hanging there. And I thought, well, I'm going to wash some clothes from where I come in from Oklahoma. Let me see if this needs washed. You might want to wear it to school or whatever. So I go back here and I said, hey, your hoodie good? I'm washing clothes. She said, no, let me show you what the problem is. That kid's done got too tall for a youth. I'm talking about it was going to be like one of the, whatever they call it.
She's nearly a woman.
A crop top.
She's what, 13?
Yeah.
So if she had a belly button ring, you telling me you had seen it?
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't know if the sleeves.
Why would y'all think she's still a youth?
It's not y'all, it's her. I don't know anything about women's clothing or sizes.
She's not a youth. She's a young lady.
Hey, as long as she wants
she's a teenager.
As long as she wants to be a youth, I'm down.
She's got
with
a boyfriend.
I don't know. Now,
does she listen to this podcast?
No.
Oh, well. Okay.
But she still has to sit down and discuss it with me.
Okay.
No, her mother told her that was part of the deal.
No. But so don't put no fear in her. You'll never hear about it.
It's what I said, though. I said, look.
They're 13.
He's same age. He's not driving. She's not going on an official date until she's 16 years old.
A car date.
A car date. A movie.
Now, you may drive him and her to...
No, Daddy don't do that.
Wait. No, you didn't listen. You didn't let me finish. Y'all are going to go eat at Chef Troy's, and she wants to bring her little boyfriend. Y'all wouldn't bring him with you?
No. If they're at the same church, they can go to church together.
You're not going to go Sunday afternoon to Chef Troy's after church?
Mm-mm.
What if her parents said we're going to Chef Troy's? We'll come by and pick
the
her
little
up.
boy's parents?
Yeah.
No.
So that ain't happening. Even with parents.
16?
I didn't. So that's not a buy yourself car date.
I don't care.
I think that's been a little tough.
I
I'm
think,
gonna have a talk with
I think
Grace.
in this day and time, that's how you better be doing it.
I understand, but this was just I didn't say get in a car or jump on a motorcycle and go ride off to the movies or run to Decatur.
This all falls back to why everybody the day I had a daughter said, we feel for you.
It's coming.
And we feel for anybody that tries to date her because, I mean, hey, she's my youngest. She still loves her daddy. She's the only one that still loves me in the house.
She's always going to love her daddy. All girls do.
But
that's why don't be tough on her. Don't make her hide it. Don't make her hide it.
I know. I won't push to that point. But now, you can bet if I do meet the little fella and he don't meet my standards, he'll be gone, or she won't be doing nothing.
He's 13 and she ain't gonna marry him.
No. I'm talking about once this whole dating thing.
Oh, you're talking about?
I'm saying
you're talking about like when a guy shows up at the door and he puts on a little show and holds up, will you go to the prom with me? If you've never met him and he don't meet your standards, she's not going to the prom with him.
Yeah, and it better be that way. It better not be her asking him. I see that all over now. That's the new thing where the girl asks the guy.
I know.
I'm not into that.
But wait a minute. Now, I'm an old dude. Girls just started calling guys in my time.
Yeah.
That was way out of line.
It was out of line.
It was way out of line.
Yep.
I married one that called me, though.
But, I will say, like, Hunter, he's very traditional and old school. He's way older than his age. He opens the doors for his girlfriend. Anybody. Hunter's just, that's him, and I'm proud of that. Because I don't open doors for his mom all the time. If I think of it, I will.
Where did you get that from? I guess some church and stuff in some of the.
Yeah, and he's just, like I say, like probably old movies and stuff. He's
an old soul.
He's an old soul. It's kind of crazy. And people are always like, I'll be talking about, well, Hunter just went to the Eagles concert, and they're like, how old is he? I'm like, he's 21. They're like, Eagles? I said, hey, the kid loves music. It's like his life. That's what he loves. And
well, music died about 1995. I would say it really.
I would say it went with the 90s anyway. It was gone in the 90s.
No, the 90s it went way out. The greatest decade of music that ever was the 80s.
I could handle it up to the 90s.
And I won't say 1980. They were still kind of discoing it. It had, the revolution had happened, and disco was out. I took disco in the 8th grade. Okay, I didn't want to run. I
could see that.
What?
Yeah.
Hey, I can do it.
I
wish it was on video right now.
You was probably like John Travolta.
I was. I could do the steps. I still remember it. You know why? Because you didn't have to touch the girl when you disco dancing. Well, I mean, you did, but listen, I took disco because I didn't want to run damn laps.
Realistically, if I had the ability, I find that ballroom dancing pretty interesting. The cha-cha and the tango.
I would probably go do that if there's somewhere around here to do it, but I don't think Rebecca would.
I would have probably if I wasn't so fluffy.
Here's a weird thing about me. I think I'd like theater. I'd like to go see a play.
Well, Hunter, he did all that with Wallace, and I didn't think.
But there's a Birmingham theater that brings in
it's called
Broadway
thespians.
What?
That's what they call. So my father-in-law, he's huge in it. He was always in the school plays, and now that he's out of school, he's always built their sets for him. Like and they call them thespians. He's like, yeah, I'm a thespian, and I'm like, whoa, what is that?
That sounds like a.
Yeah, it does. But that's what they call theatrical people.
I am a closet lesbian.
Well, yeah.
I do like women.
That's true.
Homosexual lesbian. Is that right? Can you say that on the air?
Are we done this hole again?
You said thespian. I don't know.
Yep.
So that's someone that likes the theater.
That's a
theater goer.
That's someone that is involved in theatric plays.
So you're talking about they're actually part of the play.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And so
right.
they inducted him into some kind of like, he's like an honorary dude now because
honorary dude.
He's been helping them so
He's a
long.
dude thespian.
Yeah, he's
a cool guy.
He's an honorary thespian because he still, he still gives them his time.
Do you know? Now this is gonna sound funny, and I'm fixing to make a big stretch here.
Oh boy!
In high school, I was asked by one of my, I'll call her a teacher. She lives in Colorado now. And what's weird is a lot of these teachers that I had then wasn't really that much older than me at the time. Of course, at the time, you thought they was old women. And I'm still very good friends with one, this big Alabama alumni, Sheila, and her husband, Terry. Anyway, they'd take me to Alabama games. But anyway, she was actually my civics teacher, but she wanted me to do, she was doing these videos, and she wanted me to do voiceover for her. And I wouldn't do it. I don't know why. But she said, you've got... Now, people up north are going to find this real funny. She said, you don't have the draw most people here at Warrior has.
Was she deaf?
Listen, we had a guy in here the other night that had to draw.
Not blame.
I'm going to tell you.
Wait till I get...
And I wouldn't say nothing. That's a big old boy now. He could had to bend down to get in here.
He can be rough when he
Did he ride bulls or horses or what? I seen the big belt buckle.
Yeah.
We didn't get into that.
He's a heck of a roper. He's got a whole arena belt.
What I'm saying is, if I had pursued voiceover in high school, I may have been Mike Rowe today.
I'm going to say, who knows?
I could have been doing Deadliest Catch.
Or something.
Or like earlier.
Yeah.
And he creeped through the woods. Anyway, but I mean, I wouldn't do it. And it was stupid of me not to. But you know what? I thought it wasn't cool. I thought people would laugh at me because I knew everybody would know who I am.
Well, people knowing me now would definitely laugh knowing this.
Because, well,
I was on a high school debate team. If you can
I do
believe that.
believe.
Me too now. Looking back.
What did y'all debate? I mean,
political stuff.
You were in Addison.
Well, this is when I lived I went to Oxford or Walter Welborn High School, and I lived up there.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I lived there for a short time, but
well, I missed out on a lot of that kind of stuff
because I was working.
No,
at 5.
Well, I was working, but I was a vocational student.
Yeah,
I was really a student of no school. I had no home.
Right.
My homeroom was a shop bus. We called it a shop bus. I went there half a day and took heating and air conditioning, refrigeration, which has been very good to me. I'm not down in it at all. I think more.
I like your profession.
I'm going to be honest with you. They need to bring vocational schools back to the high schools or have a vocational school for the high schools. I went to one that was remote. I went to Rogers Area Vocational School, which was in Gardendale. But because I was in vocational school, I didn't get to take any kind of advanced academic classes, what they call them today.
Mm-hmm.
All the eggheads, so that's what we called them. They did that the first half of the day. So, we were just simple vocational students. I was told by my guidance counselor, I didn't take math after the 9th grade. I wanted to take BOE, Business Office Education. I don't know if they still even have that anymore. You learn how to type.
Right.
I was told, because I wanted a class after we got back, and she looked at me and she said, "You're vocational school. You're taking heating and air conditioning. You don't need to know how to type."
And look at you now doing quotes on a computer all day.
I've taught myself I'm the greatest pecker in the world. I am the master pecker. Actually, I can use probably 3 fingers. I took my mother. My mother had a typing book when she was in school. She took typing, and I actually typed on a typewriter she had. She wrote poetry. I actually got a bunch of poems I used to write. I used to write poetry, believe it or not.
Now, see, I didn't get that. I don't get that. I knew you liked to
and
write articles and stuff like that.
I used to write poetry. I used to draw. I won a couple of art contests back in my grade school days, not high school. I took art in the 7th grade, but we moved and they didn't offer art at Warrior High School or Warrior where I went. They did offer you to learn how to roll a joint. I could roll a mean fatty. Didn't smoke it. Never smoked it. But I could roll the hell out of them. I had a cousin that my first day at Warrior Middle School, I had never smelled marijuana. And you could walk down the hallway between classes. You could smell it. We actually had you're going to find this. I'll show you the annual. And he's still a good friend of mine. He was my retired English teacher. He dressed up in a Klan outfit and chased our black math teacher up and down the hallway in his Klan outfit. I'm not so sure it wasn't a real one. You got to remember when this was like 1978, 77, 78. In Warrior, they would, on Saturday nights, they did fun drives at the red lights. You came through Warrior, they had
the boot. They was doing a boot drive.
This is no crap. And I would say something else, but I don't know if we use that language on here or not. They were standing there like the volunteer firemen with their buckets. You know what was bad? We drive through there, and they're all hooded. You couldn't see their face. But one of them would go, "How you doing, Alfred?" That's my
You knew their voices, did
you? What's going on? How you doing, Alfred? And he'd act like he didn't know. You know him? No, I don't know who that is.
Well, you were talking about you wish they would bring that stuff back, like the training stuff. Yeah. Okay, so Haynes Riddle, my buddy, he's the president of the Academy of Craft Training in North Alabama, and they're doing a drive for students right now. Industrial metal, HVAC, commercial construction, commercial electrical.
Is this for high school age kids?
Yes, sir.
So somebody at Addison or Good Hope or somewhere, or West Point. I'm just naming schools I know around here.
10th and 11th grade students.
I started heating my HVACR is what we call it.
That's what this is. Yeah. I was just looking at that.
I started in the 10th grade. Mm-hmm. They always throw that R in there.
What is R for?
Refrigeration.
Okay. I was just making sure. I thought that's what it was.
Listen, it takes a special man. I do heating and air conditioning. Heating and air conditioning is forgiving. You ain't got to be. It's not rocket science. It's getting there.
Right.
But refrigeration, when you're working on a 40-foot freezer box in a grocery store, and you adjust that expansion valve, which now I'm talking old school, everything's electronic now, but you would actually put your valve stem wrench on the expansion valve and you would turn it 1/8 of a turn, and you sat there for 3 hours and you watched it. It might take it 3 hours for that to actually take effect and make sure it's working. If that didn't work, you did it again. You may be there all night. And you're watching your pressures, your temperatures. Let me tell you what, you don't want $10,000 worth of steaks to thaw out or get hot.
Yeah.
It's a whole different, that's a different world. I don't mess with it. The closest we get to refrigeration, we might do, we used to, we don't do much at our place now. We just don't have it. But we may do a walk-in cooler. No freezers, no freezer boxes. Ice machine, I work on an ice machine. We work on those. And, but yeah, kids today, they'll make more money and come out of high school no debt. And they listen, I'm paying an apprentice what I made as a journeyman, as an apprentice. I mean, he's making nearly $20 an hour full benefits, and he don't know diddly squat.
He can go get stuff out of the truck.
Well, yeah, if you tell him what it looks like. No, he's a good kid. This guy's he's going to make it. And we're nationwide, we're over 50,000 technicians short right now. You want to make good money and almost name your price? a good technician, a hustler in the residential world, and we do commercial and residential, a hustler could make $100,000 a year, not even think about it.
Right.
And I'm not talking about salary. I'm talking about spiffs and, upselling a job, selling a higher efficiency filter or an air purifier or humidifier, dehumidifier. Those are the guys that do it. I'm not out there doing it. And that's why you spiff them a little bit if they show that extra effort. Because I don't have a salesman. My techs are our salesmen. They quote the jobs, but, maybe something I have to look at down the road to get a salesman, because our residential sales went down the toilet, and then it's the economy. And thank God. Hey, boys, girls, this is November 6th. I ain't gonna lie. This thing ain't gonna come out till next Monday, but the greatest thing that could have ever happened to the United States, do you agree or disagree?
Agree.
Happened last night.
My mom called me today. She said, what do you think? Or how do you feel? And I said, I'm going to get to work for the next 4 years.
Listen, there's no joke, and I've heard more people say this today. I drove to work this morning with a lighter feeling to
like
myself.
A relief.
A relief.
Yeah.
I truly felt like I've got to start buying those food buckets they sell when the crap hits the fan.
Yeah.
When the peanut butter's going to hit the fan. Well, I really was thinking about starting stockpiling. I still may
do a little prepping.
I have a steel that's never been used for that very purpose, because I think that's like gold. Once if you can make alcohol, you can rule the damn world.
For medicinal purposes?
No, for everything. I believe you can trade it for money, for medicine, for food, and for sex. I believe you can do it all. If you have a steel, when the zombies come, because the zombies live in the cities. Now, I know y'all think I'm crazy, but all it takes is 1 week and they go hungry. When the grocery stores don't get stocked, and guess who they're coming after? They're coming after me and you. Not now. We proved to the whole United States last night that we ain't going that direction.
Yeah.
And I think it told all the new guys that got elected and all the ones that didn't have to run this time, now they know you're going to fall in line and do what President Trump says to do, or you're good. You're moving out. We proved it. Thank God. I'm thinking I've got 4 years of this man.
And you're going to retire.
I don't have but 2 years. 2 years is my retirement plan.
You may work for with him in there.
Well, you know what? And then J.D. Vance, if something happened, I still believe they're going to try to kill the man before January. I just believe it in my heart of hearts. They're going to go after him. There's somebody right now. There's somebody shooting targets right now that's going to try it. And the deep state, none these guys that tried this, they didn't do this on their own. I don't believe it in a minute. And y'all can laugh at me if you want to. They were put up to it. I believe the Secret Service was in on the first one. I don't know about the second one. That dude was a little weird. That first one, I believe he was prepped. He was on top of the damn building they were in. You ain't going to tell me no different. They people calling for an hour ahead of time, telling there's a man on the roof with a damn AR. They want him dead. And they're going, if the man dropped dead tonight of a true, and he's 78 years old, of a true heart attack, I would believe they killed him. That's how much I think they really want to kill him. He could die of natural causes, and you won't convince me of it. You could pull his heart out and go, look, God Almighty, look at that thing. I only hope I can do half what he does at 78.
Yeah.
So, God bless America. That's all I'm going to say. Y'all don't have to know how I voted, but I didn't vote for the laughing hyena. I can tell you that right now. I did not vote for the cackler, the old camel toe. That's what, even the girls at work, I'll go, did y'all hear what camel toe said today? And they just cackle. They cackle like she does. So anyway, we have sit here and, let me use a big word. We have bloviated. We have bloviated for over an hour about nothing. I shouldn't say about nothing. I've had a good time.
Yeah.
I don't know how many of our 3 listeners have left or still left here. We are going to announce our winner. If I can remember the hunting club name. What was our hunting club name? Come on, man.
Oh.
Are we going to have to wait till next week?
Nah, probably not.
Wasn't it,
bring us up to speed here.
was it Naked and, no, was it, go back on our text. We decided on a winner, and I know y'all probably think we forgot about this, but we didn't. So, what? I can't. Look, we've had hurricanes and we've had tornadoes and we've had all kinds of stuff come up in the middle of this. So it really slowed down the process of announcing a winner. God, what was the name of it? I can't even think of one of them. But I have been partaking a little bit of brown water tonight. So
I think one of them was like buck naked or something. Huh?
yeah. If you can scroll back, I'm killing time because he's scrolling through all of our texts. So you don't believe, hey, me and him talk more than I talk to anybody, even people at work. You ain't found it yet? Can't be more than a month or two. Well, if we can't find it for sure before we start the show next week, we'll announce it before we get going. I thought it was like, crap, I don't know. I don't know if we talked on Messenger or if we talked on text. If we iMessaged. No, you ain't found it yet, huh?
I'm close.
He's close. He's close, people. He's getting there really close. Now, before long, we will have the hunting club name. I don't know if we'll have the person that said it, but we'll have the name, and we will find it.
We will.
He's still scrolling.
Yes, I am.
We're going to have to hurry because we have blown way past an hour of talking about nearly nothing except President Trump, which I think was one of the most important things that's happened in the United States since 1980. When Ronald Reagan was elected. Ronald Reagan was the first president I ever got to vote for in 1984. I turned 18 in May of 1983. I got to vote for him in November.
Water.
What?
Water.
Water. Okay. What does WATER stand for? That's a hunting club name. That is an acronym. Tell us what WATER stands for.
Whitetails and Turkey's Easy Road. Easy Road is the name of the road the club's on. I'm going down to the water.
Going down to the water. You know what?
That was sent in by BW Wildlife Pursuit.
BW Wildlife Pursuit.
Yep.
So you have a way to contact BW Wildlife Pursuit?
Yep.
I'm going to put that on you to get a hold of and get a shipping address. I'm still not going to say what we're going to send, but I'm going to send a couple of things. I got something I need to show you downstairs too before we leave. You're going to want one.
Oh, Lord.
What?
That's going to be.
So BW Wildlife Pursuits.
Yep.
If we haven't contacted you, shoot us a message, DM us. Message Dustin Miller or Anthony Crow or Meeting Two. We just need an address, and we can send it to be, to that name, or if you got your surname or whatever you want it shipped to, and we will get it in the box. It won't be. It probably won't be before the first part of next week because I'm leaving for Cedar Key in the morning. My wife's birthday's tomorrow. She's getting to be an old hag, getting a little long in the tooth, but she's younger than I am, so I can't say a whole lot about it.
She's always going to be younger than you.
She'll always be younger than me. But you know what? She's had a hard life. She's a wild one. She's got a hippie spirit. She still wants me and her to go to Burning Man.
That's what you were telling me.
I don't know if y'all know what Burning Man is, but Google it. I don't really want to go to Burning Man. But anyway, since we're not pro staff for Mossy Oak, we're not pro staff for
Apex.
We're not pro staff for anybody we've been begging for. We've kind of just said we're pro staff for legacy game calls. And I think William would let us be that. So, you know what? Sitka? I just can't say RT. I can't do it. But Natural Gear and Mossy Oak, I mean, you're starting to fall behind. Apex, what's some more good hunting rounds?
You want to go rifle?
No, I'm talking about for turkey. I'm talking about
Apex.
I'm talking about, yeah.
Rogue.
There's a couple, 2 or 3 of them.
But I'm still an Apex guy.
Not if Rogue says, hey, would y'all shoot our ammunition?
Well, absolutely. Let me field test it.
Let me field test a little bit of it.
I mean, there's about 4 really reputable.
You know who I should have called and got on here tonight? I should have got Carrie Marsh on here. Damn, she's pro staff for everybody.
Yeah.
She might could tell us a secret. Carrie Marsh, if you listen to this and you're all the way to the end of this, which I can't believe you would be, you text me tomorrow. You got my number. I know you can DM me because we DM'd each other before. Corey, not hitting on your wife. I'm too old. I could be your daddy. Me and her uncle went to elementary school together. Oh, Howie. So anyway, unless you got something else, I say we get out of here.
No, I'm good.
All right, boys, girls, Meeting Two Nation from the Smith Lake Studios. This will be Meeting Two. We're signing off.